We just got done working on that white Dodge, so you got to see what it's like to work on one of these higher horsepower trucks. It's always interesting for me to work on one of the trucks with the bigger fuel pumps, the bigger injectors, the bigger turbochargers. You really get to test your skill set. You get to learn about these trucks to higher power levels. The closer you operate to stock, the lower the power level, kind of the easier it is. And as you work your way up, you get to test your skill set, and that's where the enthusiasts have fun. That's where the hobbyists, that's where the interesting part of the hobby is for me and for probably a lot of you guys watching. It's always interesting to see, how you're changing timing, you're changing fuel pressure, you're changing those fuel rates, how much more that truck is going to get, how close to the edge you can get, how efficient you can get. And it really depends on what you're building that truck for. Previous to that, we go through the hardware and the software. So which softwares are supported, what the differences are between the softwares, stuff you should consider as you're going through and buying a software package, and then how the hardware is going to interface with that. These are just primer courses. This is just to kind of scratch the surface and get you started as you come off the street, maybe from gas tuning, maybe just a diesel enthusiast, and kind of show you what it's like to tiptoe in from zero to tuning one of these things. Hopefully watching this series has at least given you enough information to talk intelligently with a tuner if you own one of these trucks and you want to add power to it. There's nothing worse than jumping out there into space and trying to work with somebody and pick somebody to tune the truck or add power to the truck and not know, what this person's values are or what credentials they have, or not be able to speak kind of intelligently or listen intelligently about what they're trying to tell you they're going to do to the truck to add power. My hope is that you can do that now. You can at least understand their sales pitch, understand, if they know what they're talking about as you go into the dyno, or, you're talking to them on the phone, or whatever the case may be. If you want to take it to the next level, if you want to go from buying the tune to tuning yourself or to tuning a friend's truck, there's more information out there. And like I said, we've just scratched the surface here, but hopefully we've got your appetite whet. You kind of see what it's about. And if this is the kind of thing that gets you excited, that you're ramped up for, there's definitely more out there. In our practical diesel tuning course, I'm going to talk more about software, more about hardware, more about the sensors and the considerations for tuning different platforms. We're going to talk about tuning emissions on trucks. We're going to talk about tuning high horsepower trucks, which sensors to pick, where to put those sensors, what's your best value for your money. None of this stuff is cheap. None of it's free. So what do you need to add? What do you need to consider, depending on what you're doing with that vehicle? We're going to go into some worked examples on emissions-equipped trucks. So we're going to talk about air-fuel ratio, how it impacts opacity, how that opacity impact affects regeneration frequency. Regen frequency definitely has a lot to do with durability on the DPF, has a lot to do with fuel mileage, is going to very much impact your reputation as a tuner, and also plays into drivability. And it's one of those things that's going to really test your skills. So we do a nice worked example on opacity and air-fuel ratio on a newer L5P on the dyno. We also jump into another worked example where we tune a complete from zero LOY truck. So that's a 2005 Duramax. We go through the whole process. So setting up the throttle mapping, the timing, the fuel pressure, scaling the boost curve, talking about vane position, talking about MAF limited injection quantity. So again, lambda. And this course is heavy on clean tuning. I really want you guys to understand what goes into measuring fuel rates, measuring air rates, how to have the truck work in a way that's stoichiometrically efficient, so that we get a clean running truck that makes good power and is responsive. I don't want to build smoky trucks. I don't want to build rattly, nasty stuff that isn't durable. It's going to ruin your reputation, ruin my reputation, ruin the reputation of the industry as a whole. I want good, clean running vehicles, and that's what I'm teaching you guys how to do. Of course, the practical course is a great value, and that's what I've been talking about for the most part here. But in order to really get the most out of it, I think it's important that you have a great foundation. And for that, Andre taught a really nice course called Fundamentals of Diesel Performance. And that course is awesome. He taught it with a Motec controller in New Zealand. And, he has a great way of giving you all the technical jargon and bringing it home for you, so that as I go through and rattle through these concepts, they're going to resonate with you. And I think that course is a really great starting point, and to bundle that course of fundamentals together with this practical course is going to be a great pad for you to launch from in your own diesel tuning career, either as a hobbyist or as a profession. It doesn't matter what kind of diesel vehicle you're tuning, so long as it's controlled electronically, right? All these courses are focused on electronic fuel injection. So no mechanical vehicles, no 12 valves, no early 90s stuff. As long as it's electronic, these concepts and theories are going to apply. Furthermore, it doesn't matter which tuning package you're using. So if you're using EFI Live, HP tuners, any number of other software, hardware packages out there on the market, so long as it has maps that you can see and an interface or a piece of hardware that you can flash with, this tuning course is applicable to you. Like we talked about in video 2 here in the intro course, the fundamentals, the map displays, the graphical user interfaces, a lot of that stuff is, there's details and there's differences between these different hardware and software packages, and we'll talk about some of that. But most of it is consistent, and the concepts carry through. So it's not software specific, meaning it doesn't just work with EFI Live or just work with HP tuners. These courses are geared to work with the majority of hardware and software packages that are out there on the market. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This course assumes that you don't have any previous tuning knowledge, so any previous diesel tuning knowledge. Really, the only thing that I ask for from you is interest and enthusiasm. If you have that and you have the time to watch this course, you're going to learn from it. I'm going to do my best to take my passion and share it with you and show you the things that keep me interested in diesel tuning, get you ramped up, and get you eager to apply those in your own pursuits. If cash is a concern, no worries. You can spread the purchase out over weeks. You can pay as you go. You can watch the material as you go. You can come back to the material. You're going to have it for life. So if you want to come back to it in a few years, or you want to come back to it as you're tuning your vehicle and watch those specific classes over and over again, go ahead and do it. On top of that, you're going to have access to the forums. So you have guys out there who have done it before, who know it, people your similar skill level, and you have me out there. So if you ask a question on the forum, I'm out there almost daily answering questions, helping people out, and trying to, help you navigate as you go through this process. My goal here is to provide you with a product that gives you great value. I'm an enthusiast, you're an enthusiast. If 60 days from now you say, hey, I tried it, it just wasn't for me, full money back guarantee, no questions asked. I've put the pressure to HPA to bundle these together. We've got the fundamentals of diesel performance and the practical application bundled as one. It's time for you to take advantage of those deals. Take my 13, 14 years of experience and let them work for you. So if you're ready to take the next step, hit the Purchase Now button to get started. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this free diesel tuning series.